that you have no female discrimination because the majority are females, and the first part in the panel were only females, and you have even Minister of Welfare is a woman, so good job to you, everybody. So about I will take off the this thing. It will be easier for me to talk. So about Latvia, of course, well, we're calling ourselves brothers and sisters, and we are next to each other. So all three Baltic states. And I will say that the problems you are facing here in Lithuania are the same we are facing in Latvia. Inflation, COVID crisis, Russian aggression in Ukraine. We also are waiting parliament elections in autumn this year, and it goes together with all these problems, with the platform work, with the taxation, minimum wage issues we are talking about, salary, remuneration, like everything you talked about, we are facing and talking about in Latvia as well. But what I want to say that it's very easy to talk. I think whatever we say, you know it already. You know what are the problems. And I think the most important thing is to find a solution. That's the most important, not only talking about problems. So what can we do? Salaries, of course, I totally agree that we have to we have to make minimum salary higher, no doubt. But does it really solve the problem that people doesn't receive fair salary, even those who have like 5-10 euros more than this minimum salary? No, it won't. That of course, if we will make minimum salary higher in Latvia, for example, now minimum salary are 500 euros. I can't even understand how those people live with 500 euros. It's impossible. Electricity, fuel, like every product they have to buy for their living, it's like impossible. Will it change if we will make this minimum salary 640? That's the sum we're talking about in Latvia. Of course not. I mean, look, fuel, 2 euros per liter. I mean, like really? Like, can you really buy the fuel and go to the job and bring your kids to the kindergarten and to the schools? No. So what we have to do, we have to work together and listen carefully together with employers. We have to cooperate with employers and make salaries, not minimum salaries, but salaries higher in companies. And therefore, collective agreement here is a very, excellent instrument how to do it. Collective agreement. You, we, everybody, we have to think how to make that employers want to sign collective agreements. I mean, of course, we can sign a lot of issues in employment law. What can we agree in a collective agreement? But we must think and work on instruments so employers would like to sign collective agreements. So this is the new way we are working. Like me and my colleague Anta, we were elected on December 2021, and. What we are working for, we are working and thinking how to make instruments for employers wish to sign collective agreements. So, for example, if they sign so we find, for example, if employer pays for qualification courses for their employees, and that's the issue we were talking about also. So they wouldn't have to pay income tax. So, for example, and it works if this is signed, agreed in a collective agreement. So not every employer can do it. For example, employer can pay transport costs of when employee goes from home to work. Also, employer is free from paying income tax, and it's only then when it is written in collective agreement. So these are the issues we are talking about, and not only talking, but working on. So Parliament and state institutions would go for it, because it's not easy. Of course, this is money, and as previously was said, that we do understand that the money in the budget, in the government budget, is as it is. And we also always have to think about priorities. There are so many things we are talking about, but we should understand what are the priorities, and we should work for it. Not only talk about, of course, yes, there's all these political, economical issues we are facing today, and let's call it, I don't know how to say it politically correct, this war crisis we are facing for. Of course we have to help those peoples, of course, but to be honest, our priority are citizens who are living here. And we were talking with Lina, that, of course, for example, the issue with those kindergartens, of course we have to help those people, but we also have to think how to help our citizens so they wouldn't be waiting for years to bring their children to the kindergarten. So what I want to say, dear Congress delegates, think about priorities and always keep this idea whatever you do. Thank you very much.